Tokyo Joe time. Hello, it's me, Tokyo Joe. That's right, Tokyo Joe. And I'm coming to you live, Tokyo Midtown, Tokyo Japan. That's right, Orlando, Japan. I have been absent from the internet for some years, hiding away in my apartment here in Akasaka, Tokyo Midtown complex, away from the hot particles and such being emitted from the asshole mouths of some of the J-bloggers I have been viewing and hearing around my Tokyo town. Them hot particles. Let me tell you, the amount of hot air I have seen and witnessed from these folks has made me real upset. I know some of these folks are using the YouTubes to make a living, and many of y'all enjoy their videos. And I believe that this is a sign of the downfall of humanity, and it shows the kind of folks that Japan attracts these days from back home. Lots of videos and such with no real information that y'all should be using anyways, and lots of videos and such where folks ain't demonstrating the good Christian manners and making Tokyo Joe sad. You know, I came to Tokyo town many decades ago, and I know this city and the kind of folks that we used to attract here back in them days. Today, it has changed. Let's talk about the top 10 types of gaijins that Tokyo town and Japan attracts these days. Number 1 to number 10. Let's start from 10, go down to 1. You ready? Number 10. I have a guitar. These gaijins think they will come to Japan and be Eddie Van Halen, or maybe Roy Orbison, or maybe Buddy Holly. I don't know. But they think they'll be famous gaijins by playing the guitar. When they come here, they realize that no one gives a darn. These are some of the worst gaijins y'all could ever meet. Number 9. I want to be a big-ass anime person. These folks spent their whole lives growing up using the comic book animes and such, thinking that coming to Japan means that they can live the dream life in Tokyo town, reading and being part of the anime cultures. Let me tell you, some of these folks are very disappointed when they come here, and I think y'all know why. Number 8. I'm an English teacher in Japan, and I'm a big-ass sensei. Look at me, Ma. These folks think that by coming to Japan, their shitty-ass arts degree will somehow be magically transformed into making them like a big-ass lawyer or doctor or something, because they're a sensei. These folks think that they're real big-ass professionals here in Japan as they go to their factories from sunup to sundown and don't have much of a life to speak of, except enough money to pay the rent and eat the food to prevent them from jumping off them bridges and such. 5 to 10 years later, they try to go back home and they realize that no one wants to look at them twice. These are the ESO gaijins. Number 7. The 7th type of gaijin y'all can see here in Japan is what's called a weebo. These folks think they can come to Japan and be Japanese. Look at me. I speak Japanese. My name is Samuel, and I speak Japanese. I am from the United States of America, and I speak if these folks came to my Japan when I was younger, them folks would be thrown into the drink. Who the heck are these people? Number 6. This is for the females, but there are some strange-looking, queer young guys doing this as well. I come to Japan for the cats. I'm a big neko master, and I like the big-ass cats of Japan. Look at my cat ears. I do the cat with my hands, and I love the cats in Japan. Think y'all know who I'm talking about here, the kind of folks y'all can see. Number 5. The 5th type of gaijin who comes to Japan is from the land down under, and these folks like to come skiing in Japan. Look at me, I'm skiing in Japan, and I'm eating the ramen, and I am from the land down under. I come from the land down under. I come from, and I'm in Japan. You know who I'm talking about. These folks got an extra $500 so they could fly to Japan instead of spending their holidays in the Bali and such in Thailand. And these folks are the most drunken, fighting, cursing folks y'all ever meet. But I love them. They're interesting. Number 4. Chinese folks in Japan. They're everywhere now. They're spending their money and coming to realize that you can live in Asia without having to do a shit on the street. And these folks are learning the good manners of Japan and hopefully taking it back to their homeland. Number 4. 4th type of person comes to Japan is the kind of folks who unpack their suitcase and say, "Oh, look, I'm a DJ." And they're doing the DJ thing with their DJ equipments and such. And these folks think they're going to be big-ass DJ rock stars here in Japan. Y'all know who I'm talking about. You can see these folks everywhere. It is known from the statistics and such that 3 out of 4 American males aged between 18 and 35 think they're going to be big-ass DJs in Japan. Let me tell y'all, most of them go home with their tail between their legs, although some of them, unfortunately, are still hanging around. Number 3. Old-timers like me have been in Japan for some decades now. I've been coming here and living here for many decades, and I got to say there ain't many of us left. Most of us have been worn out by our 3rd and 4th wives, and most of us ain't got no money left. But I was lucky because my parents were associated with this country long before I was even born, or before I came here to live with my parents here. But I can tell y'all most of these older gentle types ain't around, so I'm very glad to help you with any questions you might have. Number 2. Number 2 is the kind of folks who come to Japan with something to do. These folks are professional folks who spend time in their own countries doing things, like they're being engineers, or they're being like doctors or lawyers, or they're being like banking folks. Although those folks, I got to say, because I worked in the industry, they don't do much at all, or they do something and they got a real career and they come to Japan and they do it here. Them folks are genuine employees in Japan. And number 1, well, kind of the opposite of number 2. Let's leave them for last. A lot of folks have spent 5 minutes in their home countries and decided to put on a backpack and travel the world. And of all the places they go to, they like to stay right here in Japan. These folks have maybe got a degree or 2, but they got no skills or experience from their home countries. But they think they're old daddy old big pants, they think they're important, and they think that they know everything there is to know, and they scratch out a living for years and fight and scratch, marry the wrong woman just to stay here, and unhappy, drown their sorrows in a glass of Chuha every single night. Knocks them out for so much they have to drink 2 a night, and they believe that they're living the dream life here in Tokyo Town because they've done nothing at all in their home countries. These folks are everywhere. You'll meet them, and you'll even see them on the YouTube. In fact, there are tons of them on the YouTube because they ain't got nothing else to do, that's for sure. Okay, friends, they're the top 10 kinds of folks y'all will see in Japan. I love yous all, and I know y'all. I got a lot of love for all you fine folks out there in Tokyo Town. From number 10 to number 1, I'm just pointing out the kind of folks you see in the stereotypes and such. Don't get angry none, and let me know in your comments below the top 10 or the other types of folks y'all have seen here in the land of Japan. Okay, friends, please rate, subscribe, give me a big-ass thumbs up. Tokyo Joe's gots to go. See you next time with Tokyo Town Tonight with me, Tokyo Joe. Bye for now.